Welcome YouTube pipe smokers, Law and Smoke, Professor Walker, and this video is about an incident here in Southern California involving a teacher and his teacher's anti-military rant that was caught on tape. Before I get into that, I just want to say that it is a very windy day here, so hopefully the background noise of the wind isn't too distracting. Let's get right to it. This teacher's name is Gregory Salcido. He teaches at El Rancho High School in Pico Rivera, a school that I'm very familiar with. With my previous teaching jobs, I taught at a high school near there. We were part of the same affiliated career technical education district, and so I have been on that campus. I've worked with teachers from that campus. I have a fondness for the El Rancho campus. Many of my students at my current college location that I teach are from that area, went to El Rancho. I have nothing but love and respect for that area, for the city of Pico Rivera, for El Rancho School and its students. That being said, this teacher is a discredit to his profession. He is a pompous, arrogant jerk. And see, that's about the nicest way I can say it. He was caught on camera doing a rant in class against the military. Apparently a student had some sort of shirt that had Marines on it, and he mocked that and went on about how the military was the lowest of the low. The students from their school that joined the military were the lowest students. They were failed students. He also made some mocking comment about just because your stupid Uncle Louis joined the military doesn't make it honorable or special, and he called them dumb S's, used that language a couple of times to describe people that were in the military, including your family members, he said, that were in the military. He also said that the people that join the military, they're not high-level academic people, they're not intellectual people. Another comment that was recorded was complaining about the recruiters being allowed on campus, and said we don't allow pimps on the school, so we shouldn't be allowing these recruiters here. Well, where to begin? What a fool. An absolute fool. Now, I believe you can have whatever political viewpoints you want, left, right, the middle, crazy, bizarre beliefs, whatever you want as a teacher. But as a teacher, you're supposed to be fair, balanced. There should be a perception amongst your class most of the time that your beliefs do not interfere with your teaching. Your beliefs do not, political beliefs especially, do not guide what you're teaching. That you're presenting issues, entertaining comment from both sides, allowing discussion. You are not mocking in any way, especially not mocking somebody who does something to serve the country, like such as being in the military. Mocking someone's family members who made that choice. Now, my Uncle Louis was not in the military. I don't have an Uncle Louis, but I have my mom's twin brother, my Uncle Jim. He served in the Army. My dad served in the Air Force. My Uncle Keith served in the Navy, and my Uncle Dean served in the Army. And they all served during the time period of Vietnam, when it was hard to be in the military. They went through very difficult times having been in the military during that time period. I served in the Marine Corps, but I didn't serve during any war. I didn't serve in Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm not some high charge, military guy, high speed, low drag, infantry, Marine, or anything like that. I worked in a behind the scenes capacity. I worked in infantry units. I worked in Marine security forces, but I was more of a background guy. So I'm not coming off like, hey, I'm not some you know, super special forces warrior, all that. I'm not. I'm just a guy who served in the military, like millions of other people across this country that, hey, we served in some sort of capacity. But I have nothing but the utmost respect for the men and women that I served with. And this sort of attitude that is prevalent out there amongst people like Mr. Salcido, who believe themselves above folks that are in the military. And again, I've experienced this before. I've had other people in my life that have said things like, well, you know, that's what, you know, those people do that. And the reference is that really this is only where the downtrodden go. People that are poor, people that couldn't do anything else. Now, the thing is, there's a kernel of truth in that, and what they're doing is they're exploiting their biases and their prejudices when describing people in the military, because the military is an avenue for people to rise up. It is an avenue for people to go from a life where maybe things weren't just given to them, and to make something of themselves, to get educated, to advance themselves financially, change their lives. And I know many people that I served with in the Marines, and many people that I've known in my life, that the military was that bridge, that thing that allowed them to make life changes, to take them from poverty to the middle class, or from poverty actually to the upper class, because they learn then to achieve, to succeed, own businesses, whatever. Now, in my own life, the military has meant a lot to me. Again, even though I told you I was no superstar in the military, I'm not some G.I. Joe high-speed, low-drag guy. I was just a guy who did 4 years, and I was really glad to get out after my 4 years. I knew it wasn't for me a 20-year career. But to disrespect those people, I don't think, I just wouldn't, I wouldn't want this guy teaching my kids. I really wouldn't. Someone who's that disrespectful about the brave and honorable people that serve our country. And yes, Mr. Salcido, some of those people come from the very bottom of society. You're right. They do. They come from sometimes broken homes. They come from very bad situations. It works out for some, it doesn't work out for others. Some of those people don't make it, they don't survive the 4 years, they get kicked out of the military. But some of those people turn their lives around. One of my drill instructors, actually my chief drill instructor, his name, he was retired, I believe, as a Sergeant Major, Sergeant Major Solano. He was a sergeant in my drill when I was in boot camp. He was a kid who was that lowest of the low. He was a failed student. He wasn't an academic person. He wasn't an intellectual. He struggled with the law as a teen. Ended up in a place in Texas, in Brownsville, Texas, in some sort of boys' ranch. But he got an opportunity to join the Marine Corps. He got an opportunity to serve his country. He turned it around, and he rose all the way to the top in the Marines and retired. Again, I believe he was retired as a Sergeant Major. And he used to, the Sergeant Major insignia, it has 3 stripes up top, 4 stripes below, and in the middle is a star. And he used to tell us that there's going to be a star here on my sleeve someday. And then he achieved that. His life had a completely different outcome because of his service in the military. Hopefully Mr. Salcido makes an apology, but my feeling is whatever apologies he makes aren't really heartfelt. He's just giving in to the crowd, the way people do when they say rude, obnoxious, bigoted, prejudicial things, and you know, they come out and do an apology. I'm sorry I offended you type of thing. I'm sure that's what he's going to do, because obviously these are his true feelings. And you know, it's America. You can have your true feelings, but also it's America, and we can have our feelings too, and we can let those feelings be known. So you better believe, and I'll be putting some links down below to the original news story, to the Facebook posting where this video was originally posted, and then also email addresses, phone numbers for the school board in Pico Rivera if anyone feels that they would like to contact that school board, because this is something that should be offensive to all Americans, no matter where you stand politically, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever you are. This should offend you, because the military in our country not only protects us, it is a great social equalizer. It's brought many people up, and if that's been your experience, I would love to have your comments down below of your own personal experience, your own family experience, what you have, what you know. If you disagree with me, that's fine too, right? Because again, this is America. We're allowed to disagree with each other. So again, thank you for listening. Law and Smoke, Professor Walker. Until next time.